Hey everyone, it's Jessie G here. Welcome back to Jessie's Hangout. Welcome, and also welcome back to my channel as well. If you're new here to the show, I am Jessie. I also am a mobile gamer. I do mobile gameplays from time to time. That's what originally started my channel at first, and then I just kind of got into podcast stuff after that. Um, It's basically just an open talk podcast. I talk about all sorts of things, anywhere from social media, news, all sorts of stuff, a plethora of things. You name it. I probably have done it or haven't done it yet, so stay tuned for that. But anyways, yeah, it's just a pretty laid back but honest as I could be, considering I upload these to YouTube. Um, so that's basically just what I do. Pretty much in a nutshell, anyways. If you wish to follow me or keep up to date with any of the social media stuff, or just want to follow me just to follow me, I list all of my social media handles in the description underneath this episode. So go check it out. I usually do if I type the stuff in the right way and save it. It usually happens, but go check it out. Hopefully, it's underneath there this time. Um, but yeah, today's episode is just going to be kind of a let's chit chat episode. The last one was a let's talk about the social media news. This is just let's chit chat about things, random things. Um, so I hope you guys grabbed your cup of coffee, whatever you're drinking or eating at the time, and putting me on the background as you're cleaning or something. And let's get into today's episode. But before I get into what we're going to talk about today, you guys saw a copyright disclaimer. I'm still putting that in my videos. And I'm also putting a trigger sensitive warning because I'm talking about a couple things that might be a bit sensitive to some people. This episode is open to all ages this time. There's really no age warning that needs to be talked about in this one. Um, but, anyways, let's get into today's topic. Alright. So, today's episode is going to be a bit interesting. I want to kind of start off by talking about episode 26 a little bit. When I filmed that episode, or when I recorded that episode, I was a bit on the fence about it. Not because of the topics or because of what I was talking about. It was just because I wasn't sure how well it'd be received. I wasn't sure how people were going to think about it. And I wasn't sure how YouTube was going to take it, because you have to be really, really careful about what you post on YouTube. And like I've always said, it's not so much the videos that they go after. They go after the creator even of itself. It's how you behave. It's how you project yourself to people. You could say one thing and do another thing completely different, and they're going to judge you no matter what. That's just how society is, and it's pretty messed up in my opinion, but that's just the way it is. Um, I had no idea I was going to talk about that. The fans only news thing had recently popped up on my Facebook page, and I happened to have seen it through social media, and I looked it up through my phone through the Google or the Safari app that I have on my phone, and it was indeed true. One of the news stations picked it up, and then several other news stations that I'm not quite affiliated with, because they're ones that you don't normally see all the time. Um, or they're not as popular, so to speak. And I was pretty taken aback. And, I still stand by what I said and all that, through and through. But it was just really strange because of how people were reacting to it. Sorry, I keep bumping the mic. Um, it was really strange for how people were taking it, because you would think that people would have taken this sort of thing pretty serious, but there's been so many jokes. It's like a love-hate situation with fans only, you know. And And the thing that kind of irks a lot of people is like they put 18 and 18 plus or age of 18, you have to be 18 to see that. And they specifically put that on there for safety purposes. But it wasn't so much that, it was so much the people abusing that site and doing things that they shouldn't have been doing, and them getting a lot of kerfuffle from the banks for some reason. But I think it's mainly just because of what this app became. It did. I didn't put this in there. I don't know if I did, but there was a docu-series about fans only, and I'm not sure. I think it was. I'm not 100%, but I think it was posted on Netflix. So you might want to go check it out, and it'll probably give you a little bit more insight into why fans only was the way that it was, and why people do what they still do. It was very interesting, to say the least. So yeah, that was a very interesting episode that I did. I wasn't really expecting that. You know, you never really expect it, that you're going to do episodes at the last minute. You never really truly know what you're going to do until something like that happens, and then you're like, whoa. So it was a very interesting episode to record. The next thing I wanted to talk about, and this was it wasn't interesting, but this one was very touching. I mean, it got me. I scroll around TikTok, but I don't normally always make videos. I do it from time to time when I feel the need that I want to do it because of how people are on the app. There's a lot of crazy stuff that goes down on that app. And it's just unreal at times. I saw something I wasn't expecting, because I seen this woman's video before, but I didn't know that he was going to react to it. I had no idea. And I have the highest respect for this actor. I have the highest respect for any good actor who's genuinely a good person through and through. That's what I look for in an actor. It's not whether they could act good or whether they could play the part or whatnot. I look for whether or not they're a good person, and what they do isn't just for the fame or for the money. It's for the craft and having the ability to bring characters from stories, from true stories, from fantasies to sci-fi to life. And this actor is genuinely that person. And I haven't seen a whole lot of his movies before, but I've seen one before. It was a really old one. I wish I could remember the name off the top of my head, but I also know he's known for the show Criminal Minds. You guys know who I'm talking about. It is Mandy Patinkin, if I'm saying his name right. Sorry if I'm kiboshing it. I've never been good with names. He has a TikTok, which I had no idea, but he does. And him and his wife are like the sweetest people in the whole world. I could just tell just by the way that they are and how they project themselves. You could just tell that he's genuinely a good person. He's genuinely a nice guy, and she's genuinely a nice woman. And this video this woman did, I won't say her name, but I'll say the actor's name though, at least. She was going through a moment in her life where she was just missing her parent. One of her parents passed away from cancer. Unfortunately, cancer is a really, really bad disease that's been affecting thousands upon thousands of people, and it seems to be one of the things that's affecting people among the pandemic too. And she was having one of those days where she was just missing that person being there and being in her life. People don't understand that they're not mourning, they're just missing that person a lot. They're missing that person because that person's not there to see the stuff that they're going through. And it's very hard when you lose somebody, whether it be a parent, a grandparent, a child, or anything. people grieve in their own ways. People go about it in their own ways. Well, the reason for me talking about this is she remembered a scene from a movie that was going around that he did, and this sort of scene resonated with her, and she was talking about it, and it blew up all over TikTok. I mean, people were hashtagging and everything. So he finally saw the video and it totally touched him. And he answered her question, and it blew my mind. It blew everybody's mind. I mean, that was the most genuinely good thing I have ever seen, apart from outside of the social media, in a long time. And you never really truly realize that you need something good to see until you hit that. And it also brought back a memory for me. Back in the first couple of months in 2018, it was before I started my YouTube channel. I was still thinking about it, I wasn't really sure about it still. And I happened to just kind of throw a couple of Star Wars stuff out there, and I was saying a couple things, and I tagged Mark Hamill in it, and I wasn't thinking anything of it. I didn't think he would ever really see it, I was just like, you see thousands upon thousands of things on Twitter every single day, and there's always people impersonating him, so I never really thought that he would see it. But he did. He ended up liking both of them. And I was in utter shock at first. I was like, no, this gotta be some person impersonating him. And I went to go check his profile, and sure enough, it really was him. It really was him, and I was just floored. I was so taken aback. I was so ecstatic that it was just like, wow, this person, this actor, this man took the time to see that. That is way cool, because there's thousands upon thousands of people on his accounts that he's never going to go through and see all of. So that's like 1 in a million chance they're going to see it. And when I knew that he saw that, that totally made my year. Last year was rough before that year. I was going through a lot of personal things. And at the time that happened, I was going through a lot of personal things. It was pretty rough. And for that video to bring back that memory, it just goes to show that when somebody's going through something, there's genuinely good people out there that will make a difference, or they'll do a small thing that might make a person's day. When they're going through a mental health crisis, or they're going through something in their life that's difficult and that might be affecting them. And that was just genuinely the most awesomest thing I've ever seen. And for me to kind of relate to her in some sort of a way, because people don't realize it's not just a fan thing, it's more than that. These actors and actors who are genuinely good people, they touch a lot of people. A lot of people can relate to some of their characters and some of the quotes. A lot of people can relate to it more than they think. And this kind, gentle soul of this sweet woman, it really resonated with this certain scene that he did in an old movie of his. And it was just absolutely the most awesomest thing I've ever seen. And he's genuinely just, I don't know him, but just the way he was, the vibes that him and his wife were giving off, I was just like, wow, this man's genuinely a good person. And to think that I actually saw him through the Criminal Minds episodes and some of his old movies. It was The Princess Bride. That was one of the other old movies, but I was a kid when I saw that. it was out during the year I was born, so I didn't see that till I was probably 6 or 7 years old. It really resonated with me. So it was just really genuinely a good thing, and it blew up all over YouTube Entertainment. It just it was basically, oh, I'm looking at my notes. It was actually an iconic scene in the Princess Bride. There was a scene he was doing, and it really got him, and it blew up all over social media. It blew up all over the Hollywood press, YouTube or Yahoo Entertainment, News Network. I mean, it just genuinely blew up. It was genuinely the most awesomest thing I've ever seen. And with the pandemic going on and the bad things going on in this world, to see something, it was emotional. It was pretty sad. It made me tear up. But in the midst of it, it was like genuinely a touching moment, because actors and actresses are humans. They're not above any of us. And it just genuinely made me realize that sometimes there is some good people in this world. They're few and far and in between, don't get me wrong. But he's genuinely a good person. And for him to touch a grieving fan and to make that small of a gesture to answer that question and to make her day, that's truly just awesome, in my opinion. Um, it was hard for me not to tear up on this episode. So it was genuinely just really awesome. He's a good man, genuinely just a good guy, and his wife is really lucky to have been married to that genuinely good person, and that's really awesome. So that was a really touching a moment. Um, so that was just something that was on my mind today, and I thought I would share that with you guys. It was pretty interesting. What else? Oh, as for the updates, there's really not much to update you guys on, apart from still trying to figure out the gaming situation part. I'm still doing what I'm doing. I plan to do a review that I did on Life After. If the damn game will cooperate with me, and yes, I said that, if the game will cooperate with me, I will be doing that soon too. I will be doing a movie review on the new Suicide Squad movie. I'll be doing a review on that one. And I'm thinking about dabbling more with paranormal episodes again. I might be doing a series for that, because I felt like just doing that one really didn't do its justice. So I figured I might do that sometime soon. So stay tuned for all of that. Let's see. I don't think I've missed anything. I don't think I missed anything. So there's that. Alright. Anyways, if you guys haven't hit that red subscribe button already, hit that red subscribe button and that notification bell so you'll be notified as to when I upload videos in the future. If you haven't checked out the description box below this episode, you should go check that out and stay up to date with me on everything on my channel and just everything in general. Also, don't forget to go check out my old second channel, Jessie's Podcast and Reviews. Go check that out. I have episodes 1 through 8 on that channel, so go check it out. I hope you guys have an awesome night or morning or evening wherever you're listening to this from, and I will catch you guys all in my next episode. Later.